Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. It is Tuesday once more.
Despite everyone in my house thinking it's Saturday for some reason.
Saturday? Okay.
I don't know. We all just had a collective delusion that today was Saturday.
Okay. I thought Sunday was Saturday at one point.
No one knows what day it is.
I was in VR in a group with about 40 people, which was already very overwhelming, and I only knew like one of them, and I literally looked at my friends list and like 5 people were online, and I was like, where are all my friends on a Saturday night? And there was just this pregnant pause around me. And then after a minute I was like, oh, it's Sunday, isn't it? Yeah.
A group chat I will not name all had a collective delusion that it was tomorrow. Today. Which is not, it turns out, it is the 16th, not the 17th.
Yes. Time is fake.
Mm-hmm.
This has been established.
No one knows what's going on ever.
No.
Hi, chat.
No. We going. We be going.
We going. We live.
Yes.
We live on the internet.
We are on the internet.
I will warn chat, anyone who is here early, that Phoebe's been doing a port moments before the stream started.
She was.
And threatens to do a bork again at any moment.
Mm-hmm.
The cat mafia are settling some territorial disputes outside, and Phoebe needs to make her opinions known.
Has opinions on the goings on of cats.
Of the cat mafia.
Son of a bitch.
We call them that because Matilda lost part of her ear once in a scrap. So we picture her as sort of a grizzled veteran.
The vet. Does she get involved or does she just sit back now?
Oh no, she gets involved. She doesn't believe in retirement. And there's a lot of younger cats, and she has to teach them who's boss.
Mm-hmm.
She's like the second oldest cat in the village.
That's my girl.
But she's like, The neighbors might have two just stopped being kittens, but they need to know their place. There's also someone has obtained 2 near identical black cats that we all thought was one cat until literally like 2 days ago. They were both sat on my greenhouse, and I was like, wait a minute. We thought there was only one of you.
That's curious.
Blue, did you see my excellent sewing job?
Is this a Twitter thing? Because no.
I had to repair this cardigan for the 1,000,000th time.
Mm-hmm.
And because I always have to repair the same spot on it, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And I cut the section out that I've repaired 1,000,000 times, and I just patched it. Yeah. But the patch I found is so good. Look at this shithead deer.
Yo! Oh, that's really good. Oh, I love that. Shithead deer. Oh my goodness.
He is a shithead. Look at him.
Yay.
I don't know if the camera will focus because I've got too many lights going on. There it is.
There we go. In all its glory, yes.
Little shithead.
Mm-hmm.
It's also potentially the best like hand sewing job I've ever done.
Hell yeah, we love it. Life skills.
Yay! I'm currently wearing like 100% of my patched clothing. Also, the jeans I'm wearing are also patched. Yeah, I said on Twitter, but Blue obviously didn't see it. My aunt gifted me a little bag full of these little like screen printed patches when I was about 8 or 9 years old. When I learned how to knit. And I was like really into just like crafting things.
I tried placing a ladder on this level,
but I couldn't find a use for them.
Don't know whether that means
So they've just sat in yonder sewing box for the like 10 plus years.
That's always
until recently.
isn't it?
Yeah, with crafting things, you just have to hoard, which sucks because I'm already a hoarder.
Yeah. I can relate
And
to
it's
this.
like, yeah, me and you the same. But yeah, obviously in recent years I've been trying to be better about repairing my clothing because I was already good at keeping them for long periods, but I was not very good at repairing them. But I've started incorporating these little
That's so neat.
these little decorative patches because
Yeah.
I've already been patching for like invisible patches or just like functional patches.
Yeah, you've been doing. Have you been doing that darning where you like but you darn in like patterns?
Yeah, the back pockets of these jeans that I'm wearing.
Talking, I'm going somewhere else. Ah!
Okay, carry on. The back pockets of the jeans I'm wearing are actually darned because where the pocket connects to the jeans, they've like torn away. Where I've obviously put something like too heavy in there. So I did the little cross. I need an embroidery hoop, really. I'm gonna find one in a charity shop at some point.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
I just haven't run into one yet.
Oh my god,
or one that was like a good size. It was either like this big or too small. I will be an embroidery person at some point in my life. I can feel that already because me and you both love customizing things. We have specific aesthetics.
Yes.
And we want everything to be that. So I always knew I was going to be one of those people who like embroiders little flowers into the back of their jean pockets and things like that.
Yeah, that's cute.
It's just a skill I've got to learn at some point. But I'm very much a fan of visible mending. I just think it's cool, and also I just think things end up feeling more like yours. Like this cardigan I've had I got this from Primark when I was like a teen.
Wow.
When I was like 14, I think. And I wear it all the time. It's like my go-to, like, I need a layer that's not too warm. So yeah, I like the idea of it feeling a little bit more like mine with this little shithead deer.
Little shithead deer. I'm gonna end up coming up with a name for them.
Yeah, probably. I just keep calling him shithead.
Because this was unexplored areas.
It's just my shithead deer. Unfortunately, a lot of these patches that I have are Christmas themed for some reason.
Interesting.
I think because knowing my aunt, she probably used to put them on cards. Like as like centerpieces on the front of cards. But there are some good ones. There's one that's like a blue owl that looks very like Athena-y to me.
Ooh.
There's a little shithead ginger cat. There's a lot of shitheads. The one I've got on my knee is a like a very Van Gogh sunflowers kind of vibe.
Oh,
I love
the
patches.
Doctor Who episode.
Yeah.
Cry.
I just love like functional patches and I love decorative patches. I've got a couple in my my saves on Etsy that are just and they're going on my big denim,
Nice.
which Blue is familiar with.
I am very familiar.
The jacket's getting heavy, but I kind of love that.
It
Yeah,
shows it's
there's
been
one-
lived in.
Yeah, there's one that I want for it that's it says queer coded villain. There's a bunch of pins on that I've saved that are the Final Fantasy debuff icon, but different real life things.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like lower back pain. What's the ones I did? I think it was like lower back pain, focus down, and I can't remember what the third one was that I wanted. I think it's like exhausted.
Yeah.
But it's like fake debuff icons.
Fake debuff for you and your friends.
If someone in the UK feels like making Final Fantasy job patches, because all the ones on Etsy are international with ridiculous shipping.
Ugh.
If anyone wants to get their embroidery machine to make the job icons so that I can put all my jobs on my arm, that would be great, because I've been wanting to do that on my jacket for ages. I keep encountering back patches that I really like, but I've already got a back patch on my on my denim. So I'm like, are there any other jackets I have I can put a back patch on? Next time you see this cardigan, it will have a back patch on it. Phoebe, you can look like 1% less sad.
I found my stuff, but I can't pick
Are
it
you
up.
sulking?
Inventory is full of shit.
Won't look at me. She's okay. Yes, I'm talking to you. Are you sulking? The real reason she's mad at me, chat, is because I made Bombay potatoes today.
Oh no.
Along with turmeric rice. And she couldn't have any because it would hurt. It would hurt her.
It would, yes. How dare you, mother?
And she's very angry about it.
Angry.
Thank you, Blue. Trust me, if they're on Etsy, I've seen them.
Oh, that one's only got like a couple of quid shipping. So I assume it's from the UK.
Let me look.
Cost to deliver £1.30.
Dispatches from France. Better than some places I've seen.
I'll go Diglets.
Anyway,
Anyway.
focus on what you're doing.
Sorry.
What I tend to love is a lot of the nerdy patch places on Etsy do like cosplay sets where like it's all the patches on a character's jacket and they sell them as a bundle.
Oh, that's cute.
It's like all of Tracer's patches on her jacket, or like
time for obvious music.
Shepard's from Mass Effect. I'm also sad I can't have any, so I don't blame her. It was maybe the best. I wish I'd taken a picture of it, but I didn't want to do that to myself. It was maybe the best looking meal I've ever made. Because I made the turmeric rice and I put it in like a little bowl and then molded it in the middle. And then I had the Bombay potatoes and then the fresh mint on top. It was very good. I don't think my nan liked it very much, but I did.
You said that your nan didn't have a big palate for spices.
Not for like spicy food. And to be fair, I didn't think it was spicy, but when I'd eaten half a plate of it, I was like, oh, this is cumulatively spicy. The more of it you eat, it's a slow burn. So I didn't think it was spicy at all. And then I was like, oh, whoops. And she was like, I don't know that I can finish this whole plate. And I was like, that's valid.
I don't think I've ever told this.
Uh-oh. What's this going to be?
It was a very typical me scenario of I don't want to be a bother and I don't want to upset anybody. So at my brother's nikah, obviously there was the catering.
Oh, I see where this is going.
You can imagine what the catering would be like at something like that. So when we sat down to eat, I of course had some of the food. And my brother even said, it was like, I think this is a little bit too hot. And bless him, Ikra was literally like, no, I told them specifically to make sure it was mild because you said that your sister was bad with hot food. I told them specifically to make sure it was mild. My brother bit into it and he was like, no, I think this is a little bit hot. And I was eating it and in my head I was like, this is too hot. But literally I locked eyes with my brother and he could see it in my face, but I just looked straight over I looked straight over at them and was like, no, it's fine, it's lovely. And inside I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to die.
I have done this exact thing. Not at that event, but like visiting friends like family houses where like they're used to a level of spice that I'm not.
Yeah. I think once the food did taste genuinely good, I just couldn't feel my tongue after like 3 mouthfuls. But it was genuinely delicious, but I was like, I'm just gonna start sweating, and I could see it in my brother's face. He was across the table from me, and he could see that I was dying, but I did not say it, because I was like, I can't.
The following sentence is not going to make sense to anyone but Blue, and I'm also not going to explain it, but just roll with it. So my sister's mum, who is not my mum, is amazing at cooking like Indian food in the traditional way. It's like something she's put like a lot of time and knowledge into. So she had like a tandoori oven and like would properly do everything. And I remember she used to throw this like big party every year, and I used to go around, and she used to cook this like proper Indian food, and it was just amazing, but it was so hot because she had no like spice awareness at all. And like she would make these samosas that were so good that you would like want to eat a lot of them, but they like hurt to eat.
This is basically how it was for me at that event.
Yeah.
I was like, it really does taste nice. I cannot say it is bad. It's just hard.
It's just hard for me. And it's like, it's not like I haven't been around spicy food, because my mum is a massive spicy food enthusiast, so she always makes everything very hot. I've just never adjusted somehow. So like, I grew up on spicy food, but yeah, somehow I still don't quite have a palate for it. But it was so funny. It's always funny because you never say it. You never are like, no, I can't eat this. This is too hot. You're like, this is delicious. Thank you very much.
It's got more range.
But again, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not lying. It is delicious.
Yeah, it's great. And I'm definitely going to make myself eat all of this. But I am also maybe going to cry.
Yeah.
See, that's, for people who wear makeup, that's the waterproof mascara, for the love of God. Even when you don't think you'll need it. You're gonna wear mascara and make it waterproof. Otherwise, you're eating slightly spicier than you expected samosas, and everyone knows that you can't take it.
Oh my God.
You look like you're in a 2000s emo music video. Oh my God, to change the topic. Did you see that thing about Billy Joe Armstrong today?
I did not, no.
Oh, this is just a good story. So the rumor is, well, he announced this at a concert a long time ago, but whether it's actually true is another thing. Billy Joe Armstrong's been trying to move to the UK for a while now.
Oh.
But whether or not that's true. So last night in Islington in London, there was a little punk band playing music in a local pub, just like a little grimy little pub. And they decided to play Basket Case, Green Day. And who is in the fucking crowd but Billy Joe fucking Armstrong?
What
and he's
the
like,
fuck?
yeah, I'll sub in if you want. And apparently, like, I was reading this article about it, and apparently the lead singer was like, I fucking lost my mind because I learned to play guitar and sing listening to that album.
Wow.
And like, the reason I even want to make music is because of that. And he was just here.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, literally the article was like, it is unclear why Billy Joe Armstrong was there.
Unclear.
It's like, but they posted it. If you guys go to the, I'll link it because I need to be better about that. But Green Day put a thing on the YouTube channel. They put a shot up of just Billy Joe Armstrong on stage. Wait, but I was like, how fucking nuts is that?
That is actually crazy.
Like, how do you not pass out?
Yeah, that's a fair point, honestly.
But also, like, the crowd absolutely goes nuts.
Well, yeah.
Because obviously, like, when tiny bands play a song for the crowd, basically a warm-up song, it's like, thank you for playing a song I can sing along to so that I can give you energy. But then for like Billie Joe Armstrong to be like, yeah, I'll do it. It's like, what?
What even?
Oh. He literally just walks up to the stage and takes the mic from her and she starts screaming.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of the only reaction you can have, really, isn't it?
Yeah, uh-huh. And you can tell from what he's wearing, he's just there. Like, he's in like
that
jacket
wasn't planned. That's just
no.
a night. That's
He was just having a good night. He was just having a beer.
He was just here in England, just having a night to himself. And then it was just a coincidence.
And heard the opening chords of Basket Case and was like, oh, I know this one.
This one's mine.
What a lad. I always forget that Billie Joe Armstrong isn't English because he very much has that energy.
That's probably why he wants to be here.
Yeah. But I was reading the article and it was really sweet because the lead singer lady was like, I just put my phone down behind the bar because I didn't want to feel the need to record any of it. And I would see it all tomorrow, I was sure.
Yeah, because someone would be.
Because people will be recording it. And she was like, I just want to try and live it as hard as I can for the minute and a half that it happens. And then it was like, there was like a note on the article that was being like, the day after, she didn't get to leave her phone. She was just inundated with people being like, hello? Was this real?
Excuse me?
Nuts.
That's absolutely crazy. I love that though.
Yeah. I love as well in that video, there must have been a moment where Billie Joe Armstrong took, like, someone's coming up onto the stage, so artist response must be, oh no. Especially when you're in a pub late.
Yeah,
Billie Joe Armstrong just
nightmare is hecklers.
Yeah, just takes the mic, and there must have been a moment where she made eye contact and went, that's fucking Billie Joe Armstrong.
Yeah.
There's a beat in there that's like a microsecond.
There's literally, I can't even imagine, as you say, that transition of like, oh no, some drunk guy's coming up on stage.
I'm taking the fucking mic.
To then looking up and seeing, oh my god.
Just an unmakeup, chill as hell Billie Joe Armstrong.
Probably didn't even recognize him for a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was probably like a freaking...
That's bloody Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. It was probably a freaking like Clark Kent Superman thing where there's just a second where you're like, that's
you're not wearing eyeliner.
That's just a man. Also, hello, friend.
Hi. Good leg, Phoebe.
Leggy?
She's got one leg.
Hell yeah.
Her favourite thing to do where she puts her paw up like this and if you touch it she gets really mad. She's like, why'd you do that? It's like, because you put your paw up.
Yeah, that's how it is with any animal, because we do that with Sadie. As soon as we have her scooped, if she puts that paw up, it's like, touch the bean! Touch the bean. Flares.
Hey, people showing up. Hello, everybody.
Like to slap his bald head, reblog to slap his bald head.
No touch, just look. Oh yeah, do you want to, before we end up talking the whole stream, do you want to update the people on the Kobble?
Under Kobble, well, so we can see some of it in front of here. Basically, some of the work that I was doing for half of today, because for half of today we had to go over to my parents to use their printer again, because, again...
Paperwork!
And our printer broke months ago, and of course we haven't bought a new one. But yeah, apparently there is somehow still paperwork that has to be printed and signed and sent in person rather than just
Just don't question it.
It's agony.
Every time I talk to my dad about your woes with moving, he's like, yep.
I'm so upset, guys.
We can't get into it. We can't get into it on stream.
Can't get into it, no. But anyway, the time that I wasn't out of the house doing that, I was working on this guy's texture, which You may not notice at this moment in time, but if I switch it back over to his old texture, you might note some of the differences. That's the new one, not the old one. Textures, test 4. So the old one basically has just a lot of, like, it's a bit jank. There's no proper shading. I just slapped the colours on as I've done with other models to just be like, how does it look? So, like, the spikes don't have all of the colours on and things like that. But I sat down and I did a proper texture, which is not yet finished, but is close to being finished. Which is this guy here, which if you can sort of see the quick snap backwards and forwards between the two, we just have, like, more defined lines on the chest, very subtle, like, tone in the muscles, and proper colours on the spikes and things. And I think my favourite part, which is going to be hard to see in this lighting, there we go. Let's turn the lighting off. Now we can see it better. So, there's new.
Luke is weeping.
I don't know what's happening. They're in a game with Naren and Kay.
I can just hear him crying.
Just joined the game about 5 minutes ago. He's made himself an enormous fuck-off sword. He walked inside this paddock and literally cleaved half the animals. And Naren just stood there, dead silent, because it took him ages to get the animals in there.
I think we've had, honestly, this sounds one-to-one like an experience that we have actually had in Minecraft, of Kay stepping into an animal paddock and killing 50 creatures in one swing. I feel like we have, this sounds very familiar.
He just called off the herd and then just stood there
God.
like, oh dear, I shouldn't have done that, should I?
Shit. Oops. Night, we have to go get more cows again.
Oh god. I need you all to know, this week I was watching a Secret Sleepover VOD and they were playing a game that was so stupid. I was like, I need to give this to Kay immediately.
Oh no.
And I did.
I mean, do
What
we
was it?
go somewhere? Yeah,
It's called Roundabout.
Roundabout, never heard of it.
somewhere far away from villages.
No one's heard of it, apart from SSS.
Good news, me and Stacey will be signing joint tenancy papers tomorrow after I print them in work. Hells to the yes.
So, Roundabout. This is the description on Steam. Drive a constantly spinning limousine around town. Roundabout is a 70s B-movie game where you pick up passengers, find secret collectibles, take on dangerous missions, and fall in love in a far-out open-world puzzle adventure, all while driving a revolving limousine.
Revolving limousine.
And it's like styled as like a really bad 70s movie or a really bad FMV game. And it's so fucking funny. It's actually unreal how funny it is. It's like they literally told every actor to be like, I need you to give minus 10%. I need you to give me your worst acting. Hang on, I'll share the Steam page of it. But I immediately gave it to Kay because it's so fucking funny. Roundabout is the debut title from No Goblin, a studio founded by designers of games like Destroy All Humans, The Gunstringer, and Rock Band. What a team up.
Yeah, I can literally see, like, here we go, chat. I'm literally, the Steam page, you can see from these screenshots that the vibe is actually like, oh, we need this to be kind of, this is intentionally bad.
Oh, it's intentionally extremely bad. That's kind of old, isn't it? It's from 2014, so yeah.
Yeah, it's an old one, but this is an intentionally bad vibe.
But it's so funny.
God. They've made 2 games and they are very different.
Yeah, uh-huh. Also, can we just appreciate the studio name No Goblin?
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of similar. It's Roundabout and 100-foot robot golf.
That's why I was like, there's a bit of a difference.
It's about a third dead.
Not in terms of goof level.
Yeah.
I need you all to... There is a free demo of Roundabout if you want to
There's a
go
long
and just
Oh my god, there is. Oh,
see
no.
it's stupid.
It's a deluxe edition, what the fuck? Soundtrack, unreleased trailers, early builds, art book, screenplay, and Giorgio Cam, the first-person version of Roundabout. No! I gotta close that. No.
If
So I
anyone
remember
wants
TV
to watch
playing
it,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. If anyone wants to watch someone play it but doesn't want to play it, SSS played it. Secret Sleuth Society played it like 2 days ago. But it's really funny, it's really silly. It's one of those games where you start playing it and you take it seriously for a while and then you just
shit,
burst
I'm
out
gonna die again.
laughing.
Fuck. I can't deal with them on my own. There's too many ads.
One of the reviews is, the game is great because I'm in it, but also because of the gameplay and the other stuff.
That's gonna be me on the freaking review for Pericles.
Yep.
This game's good because I worked on it, but also you should play it. It's a very good game. She's still bored. What's she doing?
Why are you cleaning that? That doesn't need cleaning. There she is.
Baby!
She's just licking the blanket for some reason.
It looks like an older version of Crazy Taxi. I feel like yeah, that would have been an inspiration.
It reminds me of what's the Simpsons game? Simpsons Hit and Run?
Yes, correct.
It's like Simpsons Hit and Run if your car was constantly rotating the entire time and was 5 feet long.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Right, what am I doing? Ever in life.
Oh shit. Oh, nice.
Oh, my brother remembered.
Demon Heart.
Autocorrect deleted blue. No!
Wow! Fuck me, I guess.
Hey, nice one, Death. I need you all to know that I nearly beat the resentment level boss in Darkest Dungeon 2 first try.
Oh.
I don't know whether you have him.
Nearly. I was so close.
I know enough about Darkest Dungeon that doing anything first try is an accomplishment.
Yeah, huh? I would have done it, but I don't know what happened. My team just kind of gave up. I were doing really well, and then just like all of a sudden they weren't, and then they were dead, and I was like,
what happened?
They just stopped rolling well, basically. They ran out of good rolls. That team was a marathon though, because in every so you have to do in that level you have to do 4 runs leading up to it, and a character died, at least one character died in every single run. So I was using baby characters almost every single time. Apart from my Grave Robber and my Jester, who lived from beginning to end, and they had something going on. I don't know what it was, but goals.
Oh my goodness.
Just every single time.
I just realised that I switched over to the old texture to show people and then have not switched back to the new texture.
F.
Oops.
But yeah, every single time they buffed each other.
Sadie!
Yes, I heard Sadie go. Wee.
Look at this. Look at these. This is my favourite part. Look at this back.
Look at these shadows.
Look at the back.
I heard it said it counts as their mutual appreciation for killing nobles. Yeah, I believe it. They're also just the chaos gremlin characters.
Chaos gremlin, did you say? Hello, baby.
Sadie.
Give them chin stretches. Shake. There we go. Shake, 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 shake head.
Shake the baby until lucky
Don't
coins
shake
come
the
out.
baby.
Shake the
Hey,
shit out of them.
shake the baby. No.
Gently rotate like rotisserie chicken.
Like rotisserie chicken.
Yo, speaking of rotisserie chickens, what OCs were turning in your head today?
Delmara.
Yeah.
It was Del.
The classic rotisserie.
If you fucking say she's rotisserie because she's got stabbed, I swear I will kick you from the chat. Because you're
I like
right.
that
Just
wasn't
shut
a
up.
threat that wasn't a threat directed at me in your note, chat. I was immune and safe.
There it is.
Everyone's banned from using that emote.
No, it's like my favorite.
Yeah, I know, you used it at me today, that's why I'm It led to a whole crisis that I had.
Yeah, I caused a crisis in Curls by using that emote. It was wonderful. It's the correct application for the emote.
You know when you just post something and you don't think about it and then your friend is a shit about it and you're like, you have a whole crisis? No, it needs the little hand. It can't be just the three face. That can be innocent.
This is the next step up as well. This is the improvement.
Yeah, that one's true evil.
Yeah, it's on a scale. It's literally :3, :3C, and then V:3C. It's an increasing scale of mischief. I think the V:3C was literally my tag on Tumblr for anything that was just me being a gremlin or
A shithead?
yeah, being a shit. Like any posts that were like Blood Moon Blue stuff was tagged with that, and like D&D stuff, and just any sort of like art which was, you know, implied something like that would all have that tag. I've had a cat deposited on me, by the way, that's why nothing is happening. She's sat on Blahaj, who is sat on my lap. Because I have a Blahaj now, and I love them.
A Blahaj.
I love Blahaj.
Oh my god.
Stenji's named them Sebastian.
Yes, I did hear.
There is a reason for that, and it is not the Little Mermaid.
How much of demonic bars from?
Or the character from Dragon Age 2, who you don't know.
No, not that either.
Oh, speaking of Dragon Age, I'll mention this again tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
If anyone's been watching our Dragon Age streams and was interested in trying it, you can get all the Dragon Age games and all the Mass Effect games and all their DLC at the moment for 20 quid.
That's massive.
All of them. Plus all the DLC. Basically every BioWare game. It's so unbelievably valuable. Yeah, hang on, I'll link it in chat.
Yes, Sadie. I tried to add a mustache, but it doesn't work. Aw. You okay? I don't think you know what to do, because you're sat like on Blahaj, so you think that you're on like a cushion. But you can see that you're also on me, and I think she's confused. She's like, I'm on a lap, but I'm not on a lap.
Yeah, the BioWare Mega Collection.
Rotisserie because she's been stabbed. I'd call her rotisserie because she's a bird. Hey! I have multiple birds.
Yes, the BioWare Mega Collection includes Dragon Age Origins Ultimate Edition, the Ultimate Edition of Dragon Age Inquisition, Mass Effect Andromeda Deluxe Edition, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, so that's Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, and then the Dragon Age 2 Ultimate Edition. It's everything. If you want to play my 2 favorite things in their entirety, you can get all of it for 90% off. It's a bundle worth 160 quid for 16 quid.
Wild.
It's fucking nuts.
Some of them are omelets, not rotisseries. That's so rude. That is beyond rude. You're literally making fun of Kika's unborn sibling. How dare you? That's so rude.
For legal reasons. Lou's kidding.
Am I?
I can't link this damn bundle, but you can look it up on Steam. You know how the internet works.
It's probably on Steam's front page.
It is, because EA is having a sale.
Or even on the little pop-up window that they put up. Sadie, I think she's actually, like, stunned and confused. I'm gonna put you down so that I can carry on working. Ah, no! She's like, no, I'm happy. There we go.
Oh shit, there's actually some good deals in it. Fuck, okay.
Problem is I have too many games already, otherwise I'd look into it. I mean, that's the vibe core.
Amen.
That's more, that's just, I think it's one of those things from being on the internet so long. Like, I remember when Steam was a new thing, and we got so swept up in just buying every goddamn game that went on sale, and Humble Bundles, and the Steam Summer Sale,
Humble Bundle, man,
and the Steam Christmas Sale. It would just be like, hey, you can get all these games, and it's like, holy shit, buy, never freaking play them. I feel like I've at least grown out of that, of like, I don't just immediately leap to buy a game the moment it's on sale. I do actually sit and think and be like, okay, but am I going to play it though? Like, I didn't get the Breath of the Wild sequel.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
I'd like
anyone
to play
who's playing Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I'd like to play it, but I know that I'm too busy because of all the work and the conventions I've got to do. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to be free to play it for at least a month. So there is no point in
get it then. Yeah, if you're gonna get it then, get it.
It'll keep. It was funny. It was funny though when Spook was like, maybe it'll go on sale, and I was just like,
in what reality?
The original Breath of the Wild never went on sale. You think they're gonna put Tears of the Kingdom on sale?
No.
No. Where was I? I got distracted there because of cat.
Because of Gatto.
Angry, Crest hide, Fangs normal, Fins hide. Short, idle.
I apologize if anyone can hear my dog snoring just so loud. Just truly so loud.
This is where I'm going to be sneaky and open, much like I do with Blender, where I open up other files to be like, how does this compare? I'm going to open up another Unity project just to compare setup.
Oh my god, Blue.
Yes.
I need to show you something important.
Oh.
So, picture this. You're me.
Mm-hmm.
You, for some reason, wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Uh-huh.
It is a beautiful day. You go downstairs. The animals are very excited that you're awake so early.
Oh, yes.
So you let the puppo out.
Mm-hmm.
The gatto wants her food. And while she's waiting for you to finish frying some bacon, she's just messing around. And out the corner of your eye, you see her jump at your brother's laundry basket. And you're like, what the fuck? And then you turn around and this is what you see. My phone's doing that thing again where it looks like it's not sending you anything. And yet there it is.
Oh my goodness! Exploring an adventure!
I have never seen her do this. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
She just folds the whole laundry basket over.
Is this enrichment? Are you feeling enriched? You feeling enriched, baby?
For reference, for people who have not seen that kind of laundry basket before, it's a pop-up one that is a cylinder that's upright.
Yeah, it's just
So
it's thin fabric being supported by even thinner wire.
So she pulled it down and then sat in it so that it wouldn't spring back up again.
Yeah. So Sadie hasn't sat in ours, but when we first got it, we did have the hilarious scenario of her sniffing at it and then going to put her paws on it to stand on it, and the whole thing just going shunk. And she was just like, ah, what happened?
And it's like, I don't know if she, look at her face. Do you think she knows why she did that?
No.
I don't think she does.
No.
I think what she was trying to do is sit exactly in the patch of sunlight. And she was like, well, the basket's in the sunlight, and I've been jokingly thrown into that basket before. So surely I can throw myself into the basket and then I'll be in the sunlight. But I don't think she knew that it bent. I have told you that we taught Matilda...
Yes,
oh, hello, Frog.
Yes, Art Train happened, which was a big surprise to me. Can you imagine my face to see that apparently there is a thing called an Art Train where you literally just show your art and then tag more artists and they show their art. Can you imagine how surprised I was to be tagged by someone else?
Oh, damn. Nice.
And for them to just be like, hey, you follow this artist. And I was like, oh, shit, that's me. So I tagged Frog and a bunch of other people.
Yeah. I just did it collapsing the basket. Yeah. I did tell you that we've taught Matilda a command.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Meerkat.
Meerkat.
My brother said he's taught her another one, but I can't remember what it is. Can we teach her commands? No. She's immune to logic and reason.
I remember one time when I went on a holiday, and it was that brief in between window where my brother was old enough to be left at home alone, but I wasn't. So I had to go with Mum and Dad when they went away on holiday, but my brother could stay at home. And we came back like 2 days later because it was just a weekend away, and he had taught our then cat how to fetch. He was literally just like, watch this. Gets a little bit of scrunched up paper and just goes flick and flicks it up the top of the garden. The cat runs after it, grabs it in its mouth, and then brought it back and dropped it. And I went, how did you teach that to a cat?
Believe that entirely.
How?
Some cats are eminently teachable. The only commands I can teach Phoebe, I taught her by mistake. She knows that this is sit, and she knows that if I tap her twice on the chest while she's sat on, like, the bed or a sofa or something, that means get down.
Aww.
Yeah, I saw Foss. What do I want to make now that we're an hour and a half into the stream?
What do you
I should say, I have been decently creative today already. I have, like, the problem is I once again have too many things I want to work on. Like, I kind of want to work on Butterfly on the Wheel. I kind of want to work on 1000 Year Vampire, and I kind of want to write poetry.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working on important poetry things today.
Hell yes.
Maybe I do more of that. Those are nice tricks. Yeah, Phoebe's good at picking up, like, the vibe of what you want her to do, and she generally does want to do what you tell her to. Matilda will only do will learn things because she's very smart, but she actively doesn't want to do what you want her to do. I got so many poems that need to go somewhere. I've been going through my many notebooks that I carry on hand places.
Yes.
And typing up a lot of the poems in there and working out if they need to go somewhere. And most of them don't. Most of them are bad, but some of them are good. These are how things work. Oh my god, Blue. I found a place today that's their whole thing is that they sell they do it for tablet cases as well actually, but they sell like ring binders but that look like old books. So that when you put them on a bookshelf, they look just like more books.
Nice.
I was like,
that.
Did you make this for me?
It's for me.
And you can customize what the like book thing is. So I'm like, oh my god, I could get one for Okart and it would say Okart on the spine.
Yes! Oh my goodness.
Because then my shitty
yeah, that's perfect for D&D games. What the heck?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wait, I wonder if I can. I'll link it in chat if I can. Because there's an author that I follow on Twitter who had bought one of the tablet cases, thinking it was just going to be like the cover, but it's actually like a whole fake book tablet case.
Yo.
Like my bag stitch. She was like, "This is actually incredible. I didn't expect this." Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. It's called like Clever Case, but it's with a K. I'll link it in chat. These guys. They also do book lights. You know, the book lights where the inside is light.
Oh yeah.
And they allow custom covers on those, so I'm just saying if I publish anything, I demand lights of them.
That's so nice.
I was like, what does it mean by book file? And then I looked at it and I was like,
yeah, those are perfect for D&D.
yeah, right? Because then, like, you would have your bookshelf and then you could have, like, your campaign notes looking like their stories.
It's so thick, though, that, like, calling it a file is almost not accurate. Like, they're almost just kind of boxes, really.
Yeah.
Like, you could, like, for example, the leather notebooks that we've been known to use that have, like, the 4 inserts, you could easily fit that within there.
Oh yeah, easy.
So like that could easily be like your box. If you were doing an IRL campaign, that could easily just be your box of like my note is in here, my dice is in here, my handouts are in here, my mini is in here, and you could just take that whole thing to your game. Like that's a decent size.
You've seen my my binder for
show chat. Look, these are sizable.
Yeah, but you've seen my binder for my DM's notes, right?
Yes, but you're DMing. I was more referring to.
That's what I mean. Like my DM's notes would fit in there and they would look aesthetically correct on my bookshelf. And you can, there's different categories. There's ones that are meant to look like modern classics. You can get any of them in any form. So you can get the ring binders in any of them if you want.
Yeah, look at this.
You can get ones that look like classics, one that looks like the fancy Waterstones editions, and then one that they call like coffee table editions that just look like Art Nouveau-y. But I like the ones that look like old Reader's Digests.
Yeah, look at this one. This is here where they're like House Accounts, and it's got like these fancy peacock feathers.
Yeah, that's the cover for the Pride and Prejudice special
edition. I recognised it, yeah.
Yeah.
And as you can see here, they've just got, you could just fit a bunch of other books in there.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of binders that are that size. They're very, very useful. But I like the idea, because they are kind of just like, I've kind of hidden them on the bottom of my bookshelf so that they don't appear, even though my bookshelf's a mess, but because they are just kind of like weird ring binder boxes. Like, I like the idea that they could just be part of the bookshelf. And you would have no idea.
Oh. Especially with the name Okart as well. Like, if you got this one here with the leaves and just put Okart on it.
Oh, my favorite one is
not be able to tell that's just not a book.
Yeah. I really like the one that's the red Reader's Digest looking one.
Mm. Those are cool.
They're very cool. They're a cool find. And I can confirm they are legit because I know someone who has one of the tablet cases.
Sick.
Yeah, she said, I got a new case for my Kindle. I didn't realize it's literally a bound book with the space inside for the device. It came with a handwritten note and everything.
Wow. Came with a handwritten note and everything.
And it's she got the one that's the handbook for the recently deceased.
Hey.
And it's got like the spine details there and the back cover details there. It's really cool.
That's really good.
But I was like, campaign goals.
Hell yeah.
Campaign notes goals.
If you can make a DIY version, I was thinking like Black Magic books. Yeah. You can get
It'd be
stuff
like
like
easy
that
to
from
DIY.
others. Yeah, you can get those. I think Paper Chase literally sell like those boxes.
Rest in peace, comrade. I
know. F in chat. They sold those like file boxes, but made out of that brown craft paper just for the purposes of you paint it yourself.
Yeah.
So they basically had a whole line that was that.
Have I shown off my cool old books on this stream that I got the other week? Did I do that? Or did I just show you?
I think you did. I'm sorry, I just did a fucking cat Icarus and I'm just...
With the one?
That's such a specific joke that probably only Spook would get. Entitling something, which was... I typed that. I typed that.
Ah, Breets.
I mistyped it. That's a cat Icarus joke. It's fine. Okay.
Okay.
Bread.anim. Sure, we'll go with that.
Why did I close my poetry folder? I've written truly so much poetry. Sometimes it just hits me how much fucking poetry I've written in my life. And somehow it's still not enough.
Oh dear. Welcome to being a creative.
I'm an artist!
Hey!
Some of these poems are either so old or so, like, make me sad enough that I'm like, oh, this is too cringe, I can't submit this. I was bemoaning today that one of my favorite poems I've ever written just doesn't have a place anywhere.
I did see this, which is so unfortunate.
I love it so much. It is gonna go in something. It just
should.
It's so specific. See, is this good? Who knows? Who knows if this is good? Why is that a screenshot? I forgot I wrote a poem about Dragon Age once, so that's really funny. Yeah, that's when you said you cycled on a deflated tire, I was like, ah. Yeah, this was for when I was trying to do one of my failed escape roll attempts. I was like, I've got Dragon Age on my brain, so I'm just gonna... Frog, I feel that on a spiritual level.
Yeah, same. What if trench coat but sleeveless? Like, Tala, what the fuck?
Yes, God. Yeah, no one published my private letters or whatever.
Meanwhile, I'm just inflating the Kobble, but...
There's two kinds of artists.
I don't like it, but I just have to be here and go... There you go, you fucking degenerates.
Heathenous. Yeah. Because of that, because when I put on Twitter, like, all my friends need to play Dragon Age, I'm no longer asking. I was just like, literally, it's like, I'm literally just rotating my Dragon Age OCs in my head. Rotisserie chicken style, as this is the theme of the stream today.
Yep.
And I'm like, I just want my Dragon Age OCs and y'all's Dragon Age OCs to be friends. That's all I want.
God, if I knew how, then I would be very tempted to actually make that like a redeem. That's just rotisserie. That would just take my avatar and just take
and just spin it slowly with like an overexposed light.
With a little, like, just a little, and just spin it.
That would be so good.
I don't know
Why did you say that if you couldn't make it?
Someone smarter than me probably could.
That's a good poem, but I've already got one that's similar in this collection.
Like, I'm sure the program has the potential because of the
easily.
Because the abduct thing exists, but I only know how to do the throwing it. Don't make it a donation goal. I don't know how to do it.
It's currently not possible with the technology available.
The only reason I make it a donation goal is so I could use that money to pay somebody to do it. I don't know who I would pay to do it though, because I don't know who knows how to use this particular program, especially since the program is apparently being discontinued because the dev is like, the developer is it's good, both good and bad. The dev has said that basically they're not going to keep working on it, and they're basically making a version 2.
Oh, fine. Why have I named some of these fucking poems just numbers?
Oh no, if only we knew a very clever programmer. I don't know if they know how to use this particular program.
Yeah, programmers don't know everything.
Yeah, the thing about programming is that it is not a joke when it's referred to as a programming language. Certain programs use different languages, and if you do not know that language, then you are effed.
Oh, hi, Kay.
Hello.
We were talking about you earlier.
Thanks for pointing out that my program's broken. There we go. Ah, there we go. Yeah, another reason why I assume that the program keeps breaking in the firmware, and that's maybe a reason that the dev is like, I'm just going to remake it from scratch. Thank you for the 1 bit, Core.
Chucks a penny at you.
Thanks.
Make the thing.
It's not even a fucking penny because isn't it like it's in cents, so it's like 0.5 of a penny.
Yeah, so as I've been lurking, you motherfucker. You just sat there and let us talk about you.
I mean, you're allowed to lurk.
You're legally allowed to do that. I'm just being a shithead because I can.
God, I'm gonna have to do
Tears of the Kingdom is dope. I truly have only seen one exact thing.
Which is Korok hate crimes.
No.
Have you not seen Korok hate crimes?
No, I've just seen the large penis rocket man.
Oh my god. There's Koroks in the game that you can now pick up and use in the building. So there's so many buildings of people like attaching Koroks to things. Like, I've seen
Koroks being burnt at the cross.
Yeah, I've seen Koroks that have been attached to a giant wooden cross and set on fire. It's funny that we've been talking about rotisserie because I've literally seen a Korok rotisserie where they have a big, literally like a kebab spike in a chippy, where they just have a pole with like 6 Koroks on it that is spinning and being set on fire. I haven't seen a single thing about the story of that game. I've just seen multiple people doing awful things to these poor Koroks.
It's a Korok.
It's the little plant
I see.
eaters.
The top.
Did you not see?
The top result when I Google Koroks is a story from Kotaku that says 7 evil Tears of the Kingdom Korok torture devices made by fans.
That's exactly what is happening. I literally saw a tweet today where
I
people
don't
were saying,
play
like,
Zelda.
I saw a tweet today that was literally someone being like, and it was because of Tears of the Kingdom that people started to wonder whether there should actually be a Geneva Convention for video games.
Kelsey retweeted that? Yeah, the penis man? Yeah. That's just funny. We have Fox discussions to have? Excellent. Frog, we have many discussions to have. I've been trying to find time.
Mood.
Also, I haven't played Roundabout yet. Yeah, I realized after... No, you retweeted the Jesus Korok? Did I? Are you sure? I'm going on my own Twitter. That's not the right Twitter. I don't necessarily doubt that I did. I just don't remember.
That's valid.
Oh, yeah, yes I did. I didn't realize that's what I was looking at because I had just woken
I
up.
hadn't registered what it was.
To be honest, I just saw that it was a nuts creation, and because I retweeted it for the caption, which is, I love how I haven't said any actual story spoilers for Tears of the Kingdom. It's just shit like this.
Yeah, that little circular thing on it is a Korok.
I had no idea. I just saw the cross. It's all hate crimes, PB men and tanks. I agree with that. I truly have seen no... I've seen nothing about that game apart from
nothing.
Its creation thing.
Literally saw someone who had made a functional catapult and flung a Korok at one of the mini bosses.
A thread. Oh my god, thank you, Fred.
Oh my goodness, I will peruse this later.
Oh my god, the rotisserie is the first one.
I told you there was a rotisserie! Like, why? The poor Korok. Oh no, being used as a bumper on the front of a train.
Korok Space Program Day 2. After adopting a more typical rocket-shaped structure, I had high hopes for this brave Korok. However, the extra weight had some unexpected effects of today's launch, and it just falls.
It's so dumb. These
Oh,
poor
no.
boys.
Oh no.
There's one of them just being dragged behind a horse on a rope. That's not even a construction. That's just a prisoner train.
Mm.
Oh, these poor bees. Oh my goodness. These poor Koroks. Oh no. Which one?
I just thought the caption was, he's in Hylia's hands now, and I was like, I don't know what that means.
Hylia is the name of the goddess. Basically saying he's in God's hands now.
Yeah, I figured, but nothing could have prepared me.
Goodbye!
Just wait.
Oh no. There's the catapult.
Oh my god.
The one that says, I keep it simple.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ.
Easily the funniest content that I've ever seen. Oh my god.
Why did so many people put the wrong crosses?
Because we're not okay! We're really not okay!
They made me collect 900 of the little guys all for useless golden poop. They will suffer.
This is in fact correct.
Oh my god.
This is 100% correct. That is in fact what they made people do. If anything, this goes to show that Nintendo fans can in fact hold a grudge.
Oh my god. Yeah, the Polygon article I was reading. Some of the videos appear to be taking revenge for the number and tedious nature of Korok puzzles required to collect all seeds, and the results are devastating. Oh man.
My magnum opus, the Korok Barbecue version 3.
We have to stop. We have to leave here.
I have to close this window.
Hey, nice one, Daz.
Ah. Oh, neat.
Oh, fuck me. My mind's eye right now is just that Korok disappearing into just slow decline.
He's in Hylia's hands now.
He's in Hylia's hands now. I don't know why I find that one so funny. I haven't seen any gameplay of Tears of the Kingdom. Me neither.
No, I haven't seen any gameplay either. I don't know anything about the story. I just know... I don't even know what the goal of the game is. Presumably to defeat Ganon.
I don't know what the plot is.
I don't know what the plot is. I assume you have to defeat Ganon.
I know Matthew Mercer's in it somewhere.
Yeah, I saw like the beginning like few cutscenes of, because you know you're with Zelda and bad shit happens. So I've seen.
I saw the teaser trailer 40 years ago.
I've seen the beginning, but like I'm still not even sure. Like in that first thing, so much happens. Like for example, apparently Link gets an arm graft, which is wild.
Ash.
Yeah.
I mean, it's called Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, but I don't know
expect
why.
it to be the happiest game.
I think as
Elder
like a
Furry,
lot
get
of
me.
people, I assumed that the thing on Link's arm was like, because we saw his arm get grabbed by like gunk in the trailer, and his arm is like
Oh yeah.
all funky and it's got like the glyphs on it. So I think we just all assumed that like, oh, his arm's been injured and has like been given stuff to heal it. But no, he passes out. And then he wakes up with this arm on, and then a voice is like, I'm sorry I couldn't save your arm. I had to replace it. And I'm like, wait, replace it? Whose arm is that?
New funky arm is funky. Is this Dragon Age Inquisition?
Whose arm is that? Whose arm have you grafted onto Link?
Oh, man. Great. Sounds good. Sounds like it's going well.
I want to play it real bad. I just don't know. I don't have the time.
That's fucking nuts.
I can tell you. No, I want to find out. I want to find out.
Let's live in the mystery.
I will, I know I won't be able to avoid spoilers given, you know, the internet, but I will try my best. I will try my best to, because I do want to play the game.
I have played exactly one Zelda game, and not even the whole way through.
Yeah, that's the thing, because like literally,
and it's not one of the ones that people like.
Oh, literally within the in that sort of opening like area, and a name gets mentioned, and the person I was watching play it was like, what's that? What is that name? And I was literally sat there and I was like, well, I know who that name is from other Zelda games.
Yeah, right.
I don't know who they are in this game, but I know who that is in the thing. Minish Cap.
Is it Minish Cap? No, it's the other one that people don't like.
You didn't like Minish Cap? don't think we could be friends with Kay
Spirit
anymore.
Tracks. It's
We
that
can't
one.
be friends with Kay anymore. He doesn't like Minish Cap.
God, I remember when Drawfee did the tier list for Zelda games. That chat got toxic.
Oof. I didn't play Spirit Tracks. I did play Phantom Hourglass, and I don't rank it highly on my list of Zelda games.
I played Spirit Tracks. I did enjoy it. I was just quite young when I played it. And I just never got to the end of it.
But this is my thing. I'm always dubious when people are like this about games like this, especially in big franchises, because of my experience with Star Fox Adventures, where everybody ragged on Star Fox Adventures, but I played it and loved it.
Oh, it's the
because I didn't know it was meant to be a Star Fox game. I didn't know what Star Fox was.
The only thing I know about Star Fox Adventures is from the H-Bomber guy Roblox oof video essay, where he makes a joke about it and then just quickly goes, "It's actually a pretty good game. You guys are just mean."
Yeah. I think people were just upset that it wasn't the Star Fox
what
game
they wanted. Yeah.
I was when I played it, I was like,
"Oh, if I had a dollar."
Love this game.
If I had a dollar.
This game.
Looks at Dragon Age 2. Yeah, I feel like a lot of my favorite games are games where people didn't like them because it wasn't what they expected.
They wanted, yeah. People need to learn to think
Dragon
more
Age 2.
subjectively.
Mass Effect 3.
I'm still just sitting here just like, hey, doesn't like Minish Cap? when they announced the GBA emulator on the Switch and Minish Cap was one of the games, I was tempted.
Let me see where Drawfee.
I was tempted to get the upgrade to get Minish Cap because I love that game.
Let me see where Drawfee put Minish Cap. Let me start some shit in chat.
Oh no. No one will ever be happy with anybody's tier list.
We do not speak of that atrocity. I don't know which thing you're talking about.
We just listed off several games.
Yeah, literally the stream where this happened was called Ranking Things 100% Perfectly, brackets, and no one gets upset.
Uh-huh.
Oh god, I can't see what these are. Oh, I think they put Minish Cap in NA because they had never played it. Or they had never finished it. They put Spirit Tracks in S tier though, so eat shit.
Wow. This is one of those things where, like, Skyward Sword, a lot of people I think thought was quite middling, and then it got re-released on the Switch, but with new controls, because Skyward Sword, they were trying out this new add-on for the Wii Remote for, like, motion controls. And then in the Switch version, they were like, you can just use a controller, and a lot of people were like, actually, the game is good, it was just the motion controls that sucked.
Yes.
How's that work going, you two? Shut.
Yeah, Zelda was another one of those franchises that I just missed. Because, as people know of me, I grew up in a household where we did not buy games, but we rented them.
Yes.
Every time a Zelda game dropped, it was always the one that people rented, and it was more expensive to rent.
Yes.
And it was always rented out anyway. So I just didn't even look. I was too busy playing, I don't know, Professor Layton or Spyro.
Spyro was dope. I didn't play a lot of Skyward Sword, but it was pretty dope. Yeah, same. I don't think I finished Skyward Sword, but I thought it was alright. I will agree that the motion controls were finicky. But I wouldn't say it.
No motion controls have ever been good, I'll say it.
Yeah.
Even on the Wii.
Yeah. I'd probably say that though because I played Twilight Princess on the Wii, and Twilight Princess was one that was on the GameCube, the Wii, and technically the Wii U as well.
Wii Bowling was perfect. It had to track one linear motion.
Yeah, Wii Bowling was perfect. We peaked at Wii Bowling.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I played
peaked.
Twilight Princess with motion controls, I was fairly okay with playing Skyward Sword with motion controls as well.
Could I say something else that's going to upset people, potentially? Or maybe not, depending on the chat. The only Sonic game I've ever played is Sonic and the Black Knight. On the Nintendo Wii.
I thought you were going to say Sonic 06, and I was also going to be upset about that. Because I forgot that game existed. Oh my god.
a lot of like classics of gaming, I was around for them, and I was the right
Sonic
age group
game
for
I
them.
ever played was 06. No, Dad! It's no use! It's no
I was like,
use!
look, I was around and present for a lot of classic games, but I just missed them. Zelda, I just missed. The early Pokemons, I just missed. Sonic, I just missed. I was playing weird things that didn't age well.
My first, I've played a few Sonic games. My first Sonic game was Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube. Specifically the battle one, even though the battle was like the multiplayer and I didn't have anybody to play with. But I loved the Chow Garden, which is why there's the game on Kickstarter, which is literally just a game inspired entirely by the Chow Garden. I'm like, yo, when this releases, I want to get it.
I'm so jealous you get to experience the classic age of Sonic as if it was new. The thing is, like, I've played things that build off of that, so I feel like I would not enjoy earlier. Like, I feel that a lot of ways about, like, older classic games is, like, because I've played things that were improving and building on that format, I then don't enjoy the classics themselves because they are, by definition, kind of a downgrade.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, you do have to start with them, and it's one of those things.
I don't have any nostalgia attached to them.
Yeah, so you just get the raw experience of like, it's a bit clunky because old games are clunky.
If you threw me onto any Spyro game,
hell yeah.
As much as I still get angry at the remaster sometimes. I'm like, oh, what do you mean I didn't get that?
Yeah.
I still haven't finished that. I need to play more of that.
Same, actually.
There's a lot, like, all my, like, favorite games when I was a kid all got remastered, and I've beaten 0 of the remaster.
Yeah. I remember though when the remaster came out and I got to Treetops and I literally just sat down, took a drink of water and went, right, let's see if I can remember how to do this, and then did it first try, and I literally threw down my controller and went, like, it's fucking hard, and literally, because I was at my mum and dad's at the time, they literally went, language, and I was like, sorry.
I streamed my first time during Treetops on the remaster, and you guided me through it. It's still a clip on my Twitch channel.
Yep.
Because I couldn't remember how to do it.
That's the thing. I found that doing it isn't hard. It's that split second of remembering where you've got to go.
Yeah, because I don't have a good memory for especially the first Sonic game was not the one I played a lot. Spyro.
Same.
I'm looking at the word Sonic.
I played 2 and 3 the most. So yeah, number 1 is also very foggy for me.
Fucking Googled Sonic and not Spyro. Fuck you guys. What's the blue help?
What are you looking for?
What's the Spyro game I played a lot?
What, Gateway to Glimmer? The second one?
Is it that one?
Also known as Ripto's Rage in America? Or is it Year of the Dragon, which is the third one?
It's Year of the Dragon. It's Year of the Dragon. It's Year of the Dragon, and also another one that is after that.
Year of the Dragonfly on the PS2. That is a game that I would like to be remade, because my god is it jank. It's not great, it's not a good game. They should remake it and do it properly. They should take Year of the Dragonfly and remake it in the reignited engine and make it good.
What is the one that has the elemental dragons?
Oh, the elemental dragon is the Legend of Spyro, Dawn of the Dragon. That was a trilogy. That was an actual RPG trilogy that they made, not just an adventure game. It was an actual RPG that had a storyline over the course of the games. It was the
Legend of Spyro: New Beginning. I played the shit out of that game.
Yeah. What is it? I forgot.
I'll take Crash Bandicoot games are better than Spyro. I did play Crash Bandicoot more than Spyro by a huge margin.
Yeah, Legend of Spyro: New Beginning, Legend of Spyro: The Eternal Night, and Legend of Spyro: Dawn of the Dragon. I've talked about Dawn of the Dragon before because it literally had an a gasp moment for me as a kid, having played Spyro growing up, which was the Valley of Avalar level, where you go through the entire game, you can semi-fly, but it's kind of restricted in that game way of like, well, you're in a level, so you can't just fly up above it. But the Valley of Avalar is just an open field, and you can just fly through it. And I remember just sitting there with my mouth open of just like, oh, this is the future of Spyro games. And then it wasn't. And I was like, oh.
And then it wasn't.
And then it wasn't. And I was like, this is what we could have had.
The beginning section of the first one, I think, where you're in the like cave system with the elemental dragons.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And like it's when all the dragons die, as every Spyro games does, or like disappear or get turned to stone or whatever. And it's I remember that first section so vividly. Yeah, I've also never played Jak and Daxter. I've also never played Banjo-Kazooie.
I played Banjo-Kazooie on a friend's in 64. In a typical... I've never played Ratchet and Clank, and I've also never played Jak and Daxter, and both of those are very much my type of game. But it's one of those things where it's... If you couldn't tell, aside from Spyro, because I like Pokemon, I like Zelda and all of that, I was primarily a Nintendo person growing up. We had a PS1, which is why I played Spyro, but then we got a GameCube, and after that we got a Wii, and after that we had the Wii U, and my brother had the Xbox, which was like his console. So after like a lot of the PlayStation exclusives, I fell off because I didn't have the console.
The opposite way. So I didn't have a console until the 360 of my own. But my brother had a Game Boy Advance, and then a PlayStation 1, and then a PlayStation 2. So I was around for, and I had a couple games on the PS2 for myself. So like a lot of like like any old Nintendo game, have not played. Didn't know anyone with a Nintendo console. I knew someone, my cousin had a GameCube, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I never played it. But yeah, no, I missed all of that. Like, the first, like, to be fair, I say the Xbox 360 was my first console. Technically, the DS was my first console. If you count that.
Yeah, handheld console, I suppose. In which case, mine is the Game Boy Black and White.
Yeah. But yeah. And I still have the PS1 and the PS2 that we had, because I've inherited every console that our family's ever had. They've all ended up with me, and now they're all in storage. But yeah, I haven't played a lot of like classics, because I tended to get what was cheap, and that tended to be what was weird.
Mm-hmm.
I always bring up cameo Elements of Power.
Yes.
But that was the reason my household got an Xbox 360, is my brother wanted to play Cameo so bad. And that game has not aged well. Oh my god, they brought it over to the One X.
Games consoles, the Mega Drive, Game Boy, PS1, PS2, and then dropped gaming for a while. I remember Chucky Egg from the 80s. No, I do not have a big experience of 80s games.
No. My dad did. I've definitely told the story about my dad and the arcade, right?
I believe you have.
The Pac-Man story?
I think so, but let's hear it again.
Hear it for the people in the back?
Yeah, I remember vague areas of it.
So my dad is not a gamer. And in fact, even with some cajoling, will not become a gamer, even though he would love it. He's kind of dipped in and out of some things, but when I was younger, he really loved Tetris. And before that, he really loved Pac-Man, and he really loved Pac-Man when it first came to the big arcade machines. And one day, my dad and his brothers went on like a young lads holiday. Tetris is a god tier game. You will not change my mind. Agreed.
Agreed.
But one time they went on a lads holiday where they did the tour of the Thames, but they did a like a pub crawl of the entire Thames, where they would stop off at different pubs on the way up over a course of like a week, I think it was. And this was just when they had introduced like arcade machines, like places had them. And my dad used to go to these pubs and he used to go straight to the Pac-Man machine. He would beat the high score on the Pac-Man machine and then leave. And he did this for every single pub up the Thames. And then they got to the top and they turned around and started going back down the Thames. And every place where his high score had been beaten, he then beat that high score.
Mm-hmm.
Mwah.
Mm-hmm.
Because my dad is two things: determined, stubborn. And I've inherited both those traits.
I was about to say, I was like, really? I never would have known that about your father.
Which is why you can't see it actually because it's behind my belts up there, but there is actually one of those god-awful Pac-Man alarm clocks up there.
Oh.
That makes the wham, 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 wham as its alarm, and it sounds like hell itself.
Mm.
But yeah, we got that from my dad. But yeah, my dad loves, like, I used to also, when I was younger, I really loved Professor Layton. I think we've discussed this before.
Oh.
I used to just like, every so often I just would open an old Professor Layton puzzle that I had already solved on my DS. I would just hand it to my dad and walk away. He loved that shit. Yeah, my dad's not a gamer until competition's involved. The moment that competition's involved, my dad is a pro gamer. Which, like, it definitely can't run in the family because I'm never as competitive as when I have a high score on Just Dance. So there's a trend on TikTok right now. Those of you who are on TikTok will know this more than me, which is the "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You" dance from Just Dance. And I find it really funny because I keep seeing... I saw Family this weekend. My dad finally admitted that he stopped playing Tetris because I got better than him.
That's fantastic.
That is peak father activity.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, because everyone was on TikTok doing the "I love you, baby," and I was talking to people in a YouTube short actually about it, and I was like, this is really funny to me because the moment I saw this, I saw the choreo and went, that's from Just Dance, because I used to do Just Dance tournaments with my friends, and anytime I needed to, on that edition of Just Dance, which was like right towards the end of when we used to do these, if I needed to get a bunch of points, that's the song I would pick because I know the choreo inside and out and I can do it on beat.
Oh my god, this is like when my dad first had his VR headset, which is now mine, but when it was his, and he got Beat Saber, and my brother, being the competitive and sporty person that he is, tried to get the high score and everything. The one song that I beat him in was fucking Pop Stars by KDA. Because all of the other songs were just songs that neither of us had heard of. They were just random songs that they had put in Beat Saber. But then Pop Stars was in it, and I was like, aha! Home advantage, a song I know the words to. So I knew the rhythm, and I knew where to go, and I just there was the one song I could beat him on, and I was like, hehehe.
Yeah, my strat for picking Just Dance songs in tournaments with my friends was I would learn ones that were for songs that weren't popular. Like, the weird ones that they put in a Just Dance that are either, like, older songs, or you're just like, why did they pick this song off this album? No one's heard of this. Those are the ones I would pick because people wouldn't know them and there wouldn't be competition. Mm-hmm. Because the two songs across all the Just Dances that me and my friends ever played, the two songs that were like the high score to get, and I had both of them in the end, was "It's Raining Men," because everyone knows it really well, and that Skrillex one.
Oh,
Take You to the Mountain.
yeah.
Is that what that's called?
I think so.
Because it was hard.
Mhm.
Like, It's Raining Men is competition because everyone knew the dance and everyone loves the song. And then the Skrillex one was kind of like a skill challenge, which is kind of what it became on the last one I've ever played. Where me and Annie used to play it in the flat, was the Blackpink song. What's the one? Oh god. Where we used to fight over who had the high score of it. Oh, Kill This Love. Yeah, yeah. But no, it's Do 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 is the one. Do 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 do. Fuck, that chord is really good.
All the horns, crests, and spikes all done.
Anyway, now that I've alienated our audience by talking about Just Dance. Problem is, chat, is that I unironically enjoy Just Dance. I just feel very old. It's okay, bud.
Check my reference or something. I think I need to include all of the options.
I'm looking at poetry challenges, and I've just been given a word that I have never even slightly heard of.
Okay, so I was told for the facial expressions for a bug that I was having that I should make the idol, instead of being an empty animation, as in literally there is nothing there, I should make it a quote-unquote empty animation, in that it is an animation that specifies that all of the expressions are set to 0. That was the difference that I was told the other day I should try doing for a bug that I was encountering. I'm gonna guess that I need to do the same with all of the body options, in that I've got animations where they're all turned on, and I should make animations where they're all turned off. With the difference between making an avatar with body options and one that doesn't have body options.
Oh no.
So I feel like I have way more blend shapes for the expressions, so I should make them.
So it turns out the word that I didn't know was actually a name of a Greek philosopher.
Oh.
And oh my god. This is something I read the phrase because basically it's like very little is known about this guy apart from some of his philosophy, and it's like, oh, interesting. And it's like, well, the reason why we don't know much is because the main source for his life we have is Diogenes. And I was like, oh no. Literally the next line. Diogenes is Laertius, although most of the information provided by Laertius is unreliable. Yeah, you could say that. You could say that. My man loved his wine and making shit up. Yeah. Just a wild dude. Hmm. Oh. Whoops. That took me a minute. The book is divided. This is the same philosopher. They're talking about the one book that is known that he wrote. It states that the book is divided into three parts, but a later critic notes that it is not supposed to. It is not supposed to be. It's supposed that this division is due. It's not supposed that this division is due to the writer himself. All we can infer is the work fell naturally into these parts when the Stoic commenters took their editions of it in hand. I.e., when Stoics read it and then ripped it into 3 pieces.
Oh.
That is why it became a work divided into 3 parts.
Ah! So they thought highly of it.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
The quotes that they have provided of his work, I vibe with this guy. No wonder the Stoics didn't like him. It's basically the theory of chaos. The universe is constantly becoming, and it will never be anything. It will never resolve, basically. Kay's catching up on the chat.
I was the same, to be fair. I grew up on the Amiga and the Atari and the Mega Drive, NES, and the OG Game Boy. Yeah, let's say OG Game Boy is my oldest console.
Yeah, we didn't have a huge amount of money, so like when like the first consoles were coming out, they weren't in the household. I vaguely knew people who had them. Not to imply that all of you are loaded, just all handed down from uncles, yeah. My uncle got a SNES, so I got the NES. Yeah, that's kind of how I got into consoles. Is I got handed down
inheritance, yeah.
Yeah. So when my brother became an Xbox person, I got the PS2, and that's when I became obsessed with it. My first, like, this has never changed. My first, like, console game is not a game that should be played on the console. It was The Sims 1. And I still play The Sims to this day.
Fix layer.
Yeah, one day, maybe with you fuckos, I have my brother's PS3 and his entire PS3 game collection, which is pretty extensive, and I've never gone through it.
Oh my goodness. There's probably, again, because I kind of skipped out on that era, there's probably a lot of games in there that I'd be like, oh, I'd love to play this.
Because when I gained it, I was on other shit, but also all the controllers we have for the PS3 were broken, and we couldn't afford new controllers because controllers famously don't depreciate in value. So yeah, I've got I think 2 full boxes of PS3 games that I don't know what's in there. The only thing I know for sure is in there is what's it called? PlayStation All Stars, the Smash clone for Sony. because I have played that. Yeah, All Stars Battle Royale. Is that enough of a pull for y'all? I just love games like this. The cover for this game has Sackboy from Little Big Planet, Kratos, Nathan Drake, the Bioshock Daddy, Sly Fox.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Parappa the Rapper. seeing the Bioshock Daddy, the guy from Infamous, and Parappa the Rapper on the same screen is so funny.
That's very silly.
Mm-hmm. Spyro's in this game.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot.
Just trying to do Smash.
Mm-hmm. It's Smash for PlayStation. Picture it, you've done it. This is one of those games that is kind of niche, but people have wanted a sequel to for a really long time. I thought All Stars Battle Royale 2 with the current era of PlayStation exclusives would be fucking wild. It's one of those games where, like, rumors of its creation come up, like, every 4 years. Like, ooh, maybe PlayStation Battle Royale 2 is in the works. It's like, it's not. It's fun that you think that. Oh, it's four-sided dive tonight, isn't it? Yes! There's so much D&D shit going on right now.
Mm.
Between the Ravening War... We've definitely talked about the Ravening War on stream.
I feel like we must have done, yes.
Between Ravening War and the stuff that's happening in Critical Role right now... What's going on here on this day?
Yeah, I was saying yesterday how I started re-listening to episode 1 of Worlds Beyond Number. It's good, and how like
I know it's been fucking people up recently.
Yeah. The reason I haven't listened to the rest of it is because I kind of want to listen to the children's story, and the children's story is a Patreon exclusive and money.
Yep.
But I might when things are a little less hectic, I might dip the $5 that you need just to get access to it for 1 month to listen to the children's story and then back out, because it's on Spotify. Listen to it. It's really good.
It's meant to be really good.
It is.
Really
I know
it's fucking people up right now.
Yeah, it's got as a lot of things.
Every so often, I'll see art from it and be like, I don't know what this is about, but this looks sick.
As a lot of things from Dimension 20 and adjacent things, it's got a really high production value. Like, I've listened to a D&D podcast before. Arguably, I've listened to the most famous one, which was the Adventure Zone, and that was brilliant. Also, if you haven't listened to that, you should. But this is genuinely a next level. It is a production.
Yeah, and it's being made by, like, D&D royalty, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, it doesn't even do it justice to describe it this way, but it isn't just them playing D&D. It does have, like, actual soundscapes. And as sometimes occasionally happens in Dimension 20, is that if a particular character has a very particular voice, they will put like a voice filter over Brennan, to help accentuate it even more. So the production quality is just very high.
Especially because Brennan, not a voice actor. Not what he does.
But also, I love them. Lou and Abria and Erica and their characters. I love them.
They're all people that you would watch something just to see them.
But
they're all in the same thing. Yeah.
Like I don't. Did you try it? I don't. Or could you not get into it?
I tried the first bit of the first one. I need to try again, but for me, the production quality is weirdly a turn off.
Oh, okay.
Because I find it quite distracting.
Oh.
But I do want to try it again.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
I also just struggle with podcasts in general.
I appreciate that they start with Abria, who literally has a lot going on in her intro.
Oh yeah.
You need to get to Erica's intro.
Yeah,
You need to. I love Erica's intro so much.
I know it vaguely enough about like how the like pitches of each character, basically.
Yeah.
And also, I just follow them all on Twitter. So apart from Lou, who is actually not on Twitter.
It's like gonna get ready for bed because I'm fucking exhausted. Yes, you should get some sleep. Launches Age of Wonders 4.
Rude. Kay's not gonna launch Age of Wonders 4. He's holding a Zelda game in his hands.
It's taking the piss out of Das.
Yeah. I know. I'm just making it apparent and clear.
Yeah. It's good. I do also love Ursulon. That's unfair for me to say. Ursulon, so sweet. Because you can tell from the artwork, Lou did actually go, but what if I just actually played, like, basically an Owlbear?
Yeah.
What if I... And that was actually my
sees Oscar and is like,
Yeah, what if that was actually... I was actually just an Owlbear... And that, and, you know, there's no sort of trimmings with that. I'm just like, that is what I am playing. And then you get to see them as a baby, and it's just the whole thing of like, well, yeah, obviously as an adult they're going to be terrifying, but when you get to see them being a little baby in the forest, and it's just like, I love them.
Yeah.
No. And he meets a knight in shining armor, literally, and he's like, I don't know what this is, and he's just literally like a baby child, and Lou's describing him, and I'm just like, he just sees this glowing, luminous being, and he doesn't know what it is, and he's just wide-eyed staring at it, and you're just like, child!
Scream. Yeah, Lou always kills it. Saying that Lou's killing it is redundant. Like, Delisandro in Ravening War is like, to be honest, Delisandro is like a Lou Wilson character. Like, it's a combination of elements where I'm like, Lou is got himself comfy. And I respect that because Crown of Candy, the kind of candier setting is obviously a lot.
Yes.
So I respect being like, I'm gonna play my wheelhouse. I'm gonna play a prince, a warrior prince, who is charismatic and a bit dumb. I'm like, Godspeed, Lou. Although, Delisandro's on some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, y'all? Delisandro's on some shit. Not just because he's having an affair with that woman. But he's on some shit.
We can skip over that bit.
That's the obvious thing. Every Crown of Candy fan going into the Ravening War is doing that meme.
Stuff pointing at everybody.
Just don't like holding guns to everyone because we don't trust a single bitch in this. Crown of Candy scarred us. At least Brennan's characters, Brennan's character's shady, obviously.
Yes. What with
But it's like-
the priest who is a rogue bard?
Rogue bard.
With subtle spell. What about that reads as trustworthy?
No, it wasn't that. It was the part where when a guy got run over, Matt narrates him staring at the blood, and he has like a flash of like blood death. Carry on.
Bruh.
Bruh. Yeah, this is literally in the first episode, but like the plot hook of the story is basically all these characters get a letter that's like, you're gonna wanna meet us in this place. We know. And it contains some kind of like piece of blackmail. So like for D'Alessandro, it's associated. Yo, yeah. So like for D'Alessandro, it's to do with that woman that he's having an affair with. And the one for Brennan's character is so vague that it's like, what does that mean?
Fuck is up with you?
So it's like, yeah, something to do with the affair. And then Kana's was the finger of her former mentor. Colin Provolone, come on, Provolone.
Jeez.
Was a flag of a nation that was destroyed in a political coup like 30 years ago that no one talks about. Terrifying, but also classic Crown of County. And Her Majesty, our queen herself, it was her late husband's, it was letters from a collection of people that her late husband, the king, had taken out various debts from.
Oh. Spicy.
But Brennan's character, this fucking radish priest.
Yes.
It was just a bundle of herbs that can make a very nice tea in some quantities, but in others have very particular effects on biology.
Oh.
And
what the fuck does that mean?
everyone was like, I think everyone's first thought was, did he kill the king? Did he kill him? And then Angie in the adventuring party was like, mayhap particular functions of the biology that would stop someone from conceiving an heir to the throne.
Oh.
She's like, you. Because they're like, the whole thing is Angie's character trusts Brennan's character implicitly. Mm-hmm. So Angie, of course, out of character is like, what the fuck is your shit?
What is your jam? What
like,
is going
in
on?
character, it's like, yes, of course, father. And out of character, it's like, what the fuck is up with you? Which I feel in my soul. No one mistrusts you more, mistrusts your characters more than someone whose character was made to trust yours. Like, you make characters like this, and then out of character, you're like,
yep.
What did you make without me?
What do you mean your character has a phobia of dragons? That's not important.
It's not relevant.
That's not important to who I am in the slightest.
Yeah, because I feel like any time you make a character with another person, you're obviously anytime you make it hand in hand with another person, the moment there's a reference to lore that you made outside of that established relationship, it's like, you exist outside of me? I always think of it with the twins in A Court of Fire and Flowers.
Yeah.
No, the cousins, sorry, not twins.
Yeah. You have a child?
You're shopping around?
Of course I'm shopping around. I would never just buy.
Buy? God, I was listening to my Fire and Flowers playlists earlier. Fuck, that show is so good.
It's a good show. I loved it.
I like that we can recite the entire Cousins break.
It was an event, okay? We had to
watch
watch
an event.
We watched it like 3 times.
Mm-hmm. Because so much information is given so quickly.
But that's so
I
funny
remember-
when that happens
you
on
know what?
in
I-
D&D, when you're just like, I'm being honest now, cool, time to be honest about all this other shit that's going on.
The fun thing about that is I already knew and I was forcing you to watch it, so that was one of the scenes where I was just watching you. Like, see? Oh my god. If we ever get to when we get to Crown of Candy, that's gonna be me the whole show. I'm not even gonna rewatch the show. I'm just gonna be
Valid.
staring at you.
Valid.
Or like
Someday.
crying in a corner for reasons that are unclear at the time.
Someday. I don't remember what it was we were watching.
We have
last.
the last half hour of Unsleeping City left.
Oh, right, yeah, and Sleeping City.
We're
What?
like right at the end of the final fight of Unsleeping City.
Yeah. And then the dark times happened.
Yes. Also known as me moving house.
And me moving house.
Yeah. I love just learning about a new guy that I didn't know about. I am going to write a poem about this in a minute, but at the moment I'm just enjoying reading this guy's stuff.
Fair. I'm gonna delete this. Okay, I might take this guy back into Blender to make some more face blend shapes, just to give us some very customization options. Just for the face. Not customization options, expressions.
This guy speaks in ancient Greece like current philosophers do. He's like, you just said nothing. I love when a Wikipedia citation, because it hasn't been validated, just says who question mark
Who question mark?
instead of a footnote.
Hoopst.
What are you talking about?
Okay, where are we now with this? We've got a bunch of facial expressions, a couple of which I'm going to add in additional bench shapes to tweak. We've got, that's the facial expressions folder again. Body options, belly, the body muscle, breasts, butt, and a thick tail. Got also upper body muscle separate, which I don't know if I'm going to keep. Got back spines on and off, crest on and off, vent horns on, all of the horns off, horns long, horns short, spear tail on and off, tail spikes on and off, tail spikes on and off, fangs long and short, fins on and off, pupils normal. I think that's all.
Pupils normal. The decision made by no D&D person
Yeah.
making an OC.
Yeah.
What do you mean the eyes are just a normal color? That doesn't happen.
I was actually just thinking about my OCs, and I was like, just trying to think like, what's the most common eye color that I've used? And I was sitting and thinking, I was like, it's actually not blue. In fact, I don't think I have any D&D OCs that have blue eyes.
Oh, wild.
Yeah, which was because naturally all of the birds have yellow eyes because that's the color that a lot of bird eyes are, unless there's like certain exceptions. So Kika's a yellow, Kirok's a yellow, Tian's a yellow. Delmara's were green, Sarah's were also green, and Tala's are silver. I'm just sitting here just like, did I genuinely not make a DOC with blue eyes?
I feel I can't quite contribute to this conversation because of Pox. Technically, Pox has every eye
color.
I mean, her primary personas have blue and orange. Neon orange.
That's cool.
And obviously she doesn't have eyes, so...
Yes. Well, yeah, obviously, you might as well say, like, oh, well, for the last sort of, like, you know, few sessions of the campaign, Delmara could make her eyes go inverted, which I never drew art of, which one day I should do, because that was something I really slept on at the time. But I don't blame myself, because there was a lot going on in the game that I had to think about, rather than just like, my eyes go all funky now, that's neat.
I love that, like, white and then black. That's what
Yes.
That's what Trouble has.
Yeah.
Trouble does that.
Yes, the Raven could do it, and when Delmara got some Raven powers, she gained the ability to do it too. His were permanent, hers were not.
Then again, Trouble is a changeling, so technically he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what my most common...
Frog work in progress.
The frog work in progress is very good. I did comment on it while you were talking.
So good! Oh, I love the little hair, unsurprisingly. I say little, like it isn't the same size as their head. I love the big hair.
I think Auntie has that, but I can't say. Yeah, I love doing a lot of my characters, if not a consistent color, or have the thing where they don't have pupil iris, they're just a matte color. Pox has that, Glory has that, a bunch of Pox's personas have that, a lot of my NPCs have that. Yeah, I don't know. Help me, Blue. I don't think eye color's like a thing I have. I love to make them glow, though.
Oh, yeah. I literally did a drawing back in ye old days of how all of the castle mages had glowing eyes.
I remember that, yes.
We all had glowing eyes.
Curls has also changed.
Yeah. They changed based on the spell infusion that she had at the time. Yeah. Obviously, Kay's glowed purple, and Blue's glowed blue, and Ranger had green. All of the castle mages had eyes that glowed.
Wildly, I think I actually only have one OC with red eyes. And that's Iphignia. Oh, technically by extension Patroclus, but... Yeah.
So if we're going to general OCs, then it becomes a bit broader, because I was just talking D&D. Because obviously Blue's got blue eyes, and Exa has blue and purple heterochromia.
Yes. Any member of the Fallon royal family has purple eyes. I remember this very specific lore point.
Yes.
It's important.
Yes, it is an important lore point. They have purple eyes. What else? I was about to say, do I not have any OCs that have my actual eye colour, which is brown, but that is not true. Technically, my very first D&D OC has, unsurprisingly, brown hair and blonde eyes, because it was my first D&D character back in 3rd edition with Simon, when it was just like, I don't fucking know what I'm supposed to make. I guess I'll just make me, but fantasy. Which was Lunaris. Blonde hair, brown eyes.
I mean, technically, Culls' original eye color was a simplified version of mine. I have...
Hi, Thane, I love you very much, yes. We've all got them. We've all got them.
I have the most bullshit fantasy eye.
Confirm. Uh-oh, face reveal.
I have the most bullshit combination of eye features in real life. Because I have... This is going to sound like it's made up, but I promise it's not. I have central or internal heterochromia, and I have a limbal ring. So that inside of my eyes and the outside of my eyes are different colors, and I have like a black ring around my eyes,
which is dope as heck.
Which normally they just look black. They just look like a matte color. They look at best gray. But if you get some good lighting, and depending on what makeup I've done, they either look green, blue, gray, or like a little bit of brown. Because the inside of my eye is like a little bit yellowy blue. I think if I recall, if you look up like central heterochromia, one of the first... Yeah, if you look up central heterochromia, and it like the second row down, the like bluish one, that's more, if you put like a black ring around the outside that's more pronounced, that's basically my eye color. If you get good lighting on it. I won't send it to you, Blue, because it's an up-close picture of an eye.
No thanks.
But yeah, that's just a cool thing. It's really funny because I remember talking to my brother about it because we have the same things. And he was like, I hate it when people say they've got all this cool stuff with their eye colors. You don't. It's just a color. And I was like, no, but for sure. Like, I have had a lot of close-up photography of my eye. I can tell you. I can tell you that we do. And then he went away, and the day later he came up and said, I owe you an apology because I did a bunch of research, and yeah.
Yeah.
This is the one thing where we do have, like, fantasy characteristics. It's why I was so excited when in Inquisition they introduced the two different, the internal and external colors.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I knew my eye color. Not that I ever did.
Yeah. That's the thing, I literally did blue eyes on Exa almost by default, and then when I was character creation, I was like, fuck it, it's Final Fantasy, let's go super anime. So I did the purple one, and literally from that moment I was like, oh no, I love this look though. The blue and the purple, I'm actually in love with this. And now I'm just like, oh no, do I put this on more characters? Because I love it a lot. And like, literally when I played a demo of a game on the Switch, and in the character creator I did the blue and purple combo of Exa on this character, and then again I was like, oh no, I really like this. So, I don't know, I don't be surprised if more OCs with blue and purple heterochromia start appearing, because I like blue. I also really love the color purple. I like both of them a lot.
Yeah. I didn't know the term Limbo Ring until I played Final Fantasy, because it's a Ura thing in Final Fantasy 14, and Iffies are black, which is the black ring. But I didn't know that you could get them in real life. And I looked at a bunch of like sample images and I was like, wait a minute. I have that. But yeah, it is fun though, because when I'm doing my makeup, I look at my eye color like changing because of color relevancy.
Yeah, color is relative.
I can literally kind of change the way my eye color is perceived, which is cool.
It's cool as heck.
I've got exactly one picture that even gets like at slightly how cool my eyes are. It was from the day I was getting my tattoos. And it was on the train, and it was like extremely harsh light over water. And I was like, oh shit. Yeah, I think, to be honest, they just look grey, but you can see the black outline really vividly. Let me see if I can...
Oh yeah, I can see the black ring.
Yeah. They do just look grey, but they're cool.
I think part of
and to be honest, if they were just grey...
Yeah. Let's say, I think part of the reason that a lot of my OCs ended up not having brown eyes was because I fell into that trope as a kid of like, oh, all of the interesting all of the interesting characters have blue eyes or green eyes or this color,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, brown is just the boring color.
It's false.
But yeah, I grew to love them a lot more in secondary school. I think I've told this story before. I grew to love them a lot more in secondary school. Again, typical me wanting to be special. God.
Don't roast yourself. Not here.
Because we did a class on genetics, as you do, and we did the whole like everybody with blonde hair stand in this corner and everyone with black hair stand in this corner, and then afterwards we did eyes, and it was like, okay, who was in which one? I was literally the only person in the class who was blonde with brown eyes, and the teacher was like, oh, that's really uncommon because blonde is recessive,
Blonde is recessive,
and blue is recessive, so the two recessives tend to go together. So it's unusual to have one recessive and one dominant. And I was like, oh, I feel better now.
I have a funny story about that because we used to do that thing when they were teaching like in science, but they were teaching genetics, but also like how to do like scientific graphs and things.
Yeah.
They would do the thing of like, here's a clipboard, go around and collect data on everyone's eye color. And the first inkling I ever had that I had a bit of a weird eye color is because every single person would write down that I had a different color eyes. They would go, like, someone would come up to me and just, like, look really hard, and I'd go, like, I'd take my glasses off and be like, look. And they go, okay, you've got blue eyes. And then someone else would come up to me, and I'd do it, and they go, okay, you've got green eyes. And someone's like, you got brown eyes. It's like, how is everyone saying different shit?
We're all getting different answers.
And it's just because I was standing in different places in the room.
Yeah,
so there was different lighting. It's weird. But if I have to pick it in a character creator, if I'm like on pick crew, I'm just like making myself, I'll always just choose grey or black because it's close enough. Not that any of you fuckers can tell because I have to wear these things all the time.
It's one of those weird, interesting things where it's like, eyes and eye horror generally a very uncomfortable thing for me, but Uno Reverse having like fancy eye colors and glowing eyes and things like that is fun.
Chef's kiss.
It's a weird dichotomy of bug, bugger off. Hey, it's summer, everybody. Unwanted bugs entering my space.
Unwanted bugs have arrived. Yeah, I get that, ass. Just stare at yourself in the mirror real close. So I would move a light around and be like, what is going on here?
What is happening?
But yeah, I've also had the advantage, as I said, of a lot of people having a look in my eyes, being like, what the fuck's going on in here on every level? Color, function, non-function, as the case may be.
Yeah, your eyes were very much, we're going to trade function for form here.
Yeah, I got all the pretty, and it's not even pretty most of the time, but I got all the cool fantasy features, but they don't work. Not ready for that yet, yeah. Well, the thing is, because I do, obviously, like, there's a lot of eye makeup on my eyes right now. I have to get very up in my eyes to do this shit. This eye makeup took a long time, and it doesn't look like anything, and I kind of love that. It doesn't look like it was a lot of work, and it was.
Aww.
It was a lot of work. But I had fun, so I don't care.
That's the important bit.
Oh, Phoebe's so asleep.
Oh, sweetie.
It's 11 o'clock. Let me show you Phoebe so we can leave.
Phoebe! Good, excellent. Love her.
I would move this, but I would wake her up.
Yes.
You can just see her little face.
Sweet pea.
Her ear is over the edge of the chair. I don't know if you can see. Goes down the back there.
Oh my goodness.
And on that note, we need to leave. Just zoom into the teeth and leave the people with that.
Yeah, there we go.
POV, you're about to be eaten by a Kobble.
Yes, yes. I'm very pleased whenever I go into VR and I show this off to somebody who has not seen it before, and I do the big smile emote to them. Almost without fail, I do get oh, nice teeth, and I'm like, yes, I spent a lot of time doing these teeth. Thank you for
Put
complimenting
all the
them.
work into it.
Thank you. You are a jewel, or perhaps a piece of meat. Yeah, literally why I'm doing a POG emote, because of the meme of I want to do a picture of the kobold pointing at a gem and going POG. Because memes. Alright, we're gonna end there and do we raid or do we sign off? Who's live?
I mean, there's so many people live right now.
There's loads of people live right now. Lying is live, but if I know Lying, they will have literally gone to have a break because they always have a break at 11 o'clock.
I know someone who's painting Warhammer minis right now.
Sure.
Jimmy the Brush.
Let's go in. Jimmy the Brush. Oh, the ad is playing. I'm going to assume that they're not at least going to end imminently.
No.
Okay, we're raiding to someone doing some Warhammer painting then. Right, see you guys tomorrow for our double stream day.
Yeah. I will be about for Dragon Age in the evening.
Yes, we'll have the lovely Culls back for more Dragon Age goodness. Right. Enjoy the rest of your evening, enjoy the Warhammer painting. Remember, if it's not showing up, refresh the page for the raid, because it literally happened to me the other day when I was chilling out in someone else's stream. That it just doesn't work sometimes. Don't know. But anyway, I hope to see you all tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you, girls, for keeping me company as always. See
Anytime.
you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.